and give up all the wild times, and jump into the wildfire, just to have one more wild night. When you give me this high, I could wait a lifetime just to have one more wild night.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Morning Coffee with your host, Rick Alexander. My voice is still recovering from a pretty long trip. Just landed back in the States from Toronto. Shout out to Canada for being a super cool country. I'm really excited to head back up there and explore more that Canada has to offer. This was a super cool experience that I just had, and I know that I'll be unpacking it for months, and I've got many shows that are going to come out of it. So I'm really excited about future content. I wanted to say thank you to everybody that shared the message on social media while I was away. The constant love and support from the Morning Coffee audience is absolutely incredible. Today, I want to talk to you about living your life on purpose. Because when we look back on our lives, it can easily feel as if we're estranged from them. Like we're watching a movie that we're the star of, but yet we aren't involved in. We wonder why we could have or would have acted the way that we did, and often when we're replaying past scenarios, we find that they conjure up some kind of negative emotion based on who we were in those earlier moments. We say stuff like, man, I can't believe that I did that to them. And that's said by pretty much every regretful cheating partner, or even, I can't believe I actually thought that was cool, said by every Jinko jeans wearing kid in the 90s. It's odd how we can look back at our lives and we're like, I don't know what I was thinking. And it's a very interesting thing to look back on earlier moments and have some space from them. And the truth is that dissonance from our lives often occurs because we're in much less control of our humanity than we'd like to think. Because we act on impulses and then we're influenced by the world around us. And then based on how we've acted, we create an internal narrative about ourselves. And at this point, our life becomes much more about living that constructed narrative out than it does a representation of what we would actually want it to be in the present moment. So I'm going to give you an example of this. So perhaps you had an impulse, and this is just an example, but we'll talk about how this is relative. But perhaps you had an impulse to ask a pretty girl or guy out when you were in middle school. Then, when we finally work up the courage to ask them, they turn us down. As we all know, the reasons for turning someone down on a date can be many. In those early years, maybe they just aren't willing to date someone, or they're too afraid to date because they don't know what their friends will think yet. Or maybe they've had a crush on your friend since 6th grade and they want to remain open on the chance that your friend likes them back. Who knows? And honestly, who cares? The point is that you got rejected while you were still mapping the world out, and now you've drawn a conclusion about what that means. Because you are still very much trying to figure out who you are and what this life thing is all about, you'll most likely internalize this rejection and draw a conclusion about yourself and about the world. Your narrative becomes something like, the people you like won't like you back because of X reason. And then, whatever that reason is whatever you've decided was the reason that person didn't like you back. And of course, in our formative years, we really don't know shit about life. And so we're really just putting everything together in kind of a hodgepodge way. So hopefully you'll have positive experiences after this that reverses that narrative in your head. But if you get a second rejection, or if you talk to a friend about the rejection and they confirm your suspicion, who also don't know anything about the world, then forget about it. Your narrative has all the proof it needs to become reality. You'll then spend your life living this narrative out. If someone does finally accept your invitation for courtship, you'll rationalize that decision and most likely conclude that something must be wrong with them so that you can fit that person into your narrative about yourself to keep your comfortable belief system intact. We do this with both positive and negative scenarios, and we do it with every facet of our life. Sports, intelligence, relationships, you name it. Perhaps you were an early star on the soccer field, and so now you've created a narrative about yourself and why you're so innately talented or liked or hated or stupid or smart, and the list just goes on and on. And of course, this narrative is ingrained so deeply that it exists at a subconscious level. Because we're not always aware of the story we're living out, it does in fact seem like we're starring in a movie that we aren't aware of. Because in essence, That is exactly what is going on. So now let's come back to the present moment. Inventory your life and consider where you'd like it to be a little bit different. Do you want a different job, more financial success, better health, or a better body? Do you want better relationships? Do you want more courage to pursue that thing that you cower from every time an opportunity presents itself to seize it? You have to make your internal narrative known if you ever want to change it, and you have to change it if you ever want to live this life on purpose. As long as you're living out a narrative that you don't know about, you will continue to feel estranged from your actions, and truth be told, it will be a total crapshoot if you end up with the results that you want. You and I both know that you have to live on purpose if you want to direct your life, because abs, money, love, or whatever you want more of just won't come as a result of wishing and hoping. It's where intention meets execution that you gain the ability to live differently than you currently are. Be painfully honest with yourself and route out all of the beliefs you have about who you are and what you want. Make known the emotions that are conjured up around a subject that you feel drawn to, and anytime you sense a need to avoid or pull away, you gotta lean in further. Remember that which you want most is going to be found where you are least willing to look. My question for you today is, where aren't you willing to look? And further, what area in life do you feel you are engaged in an unwinnable battle? That is a narrative. That is only a narrative. The secret is everything in this life is winnable. You have power and depth far greater than what you currently think that you do. That statement is often overlooked as cliche simply because people aren't willing to do the extremely hard work needed in order to recognize it. You just might need to put yourself into situations that summon your resolve and run counter to what you believe to be true. As long as you hold on to what's comfortable and what's been routine, you give up the ability to truly live your life on purpose. A few weeks ago, I asked you if you were ever really going to allow yourself to be happy. Perhaps I should have asked you if you were ever going to really allow yourself to let go of what's making you so damn unhappy. Hope this one resonates with you guys. Also hope my voice comes back so that future episodes this week are a little bit cleaner. But as always, I love you guys, even you, Joel. I'll talk to you guys later on Morning Coffee.
Crashing, hit a wall. Right now I need a miracle. Hurry up now, I need a miracle. Yeah. Stranded, reaching out. I call your name but you're not around. I say your name but you're not around.